All right, good morning. I'm on trail. I got on trail, I think a little before 7, but I don't really know. We're in a little bit of a burned area right now, although a lot of the trees still have, like, some needles and coverage, and it's cloudy, so it's not like it's sunny anyway. Gonna plan on doing 21 miles today, but we'll kind of see how it goes, as always. It was nice to stay at that campground last night. I actually ended up, they had like a PCT site that was like tucked back in the woods, but I showed up at like 4:30 and there were already like 4 or 5 tents there and like not a ton of space. And I hate being like having my tent like right next to someone else. I like to have a little more privacy and just like space. So I kind of low-key, like, I hung out at one of the normal sites, which are supposed to be reservation only. I hung out at one because it's a Tuesday night. There was like no one there at the campground. I mean, the hosts were there. There's maybe 1 or 2 other campsites full, but it was like pretty empty. So I hung out at one of those normal spots until like 6:30ish. And I was like sitting there in the normal spot, and the camp hosts like drove by and like stared at me but didn't say anything. And so I took that as a sign that they didn't care too much, and I set up my tent and I stayed in a normal spot, which apparently, because a bunch more hikers came in, people ended up doing the same thing. One of the spots next to me, there were like 5 or 6 hikers sharing that spot. The spot on the other side of me, a couple hikers. So I assume also it's like at a certain point, the PCT site is just full. But that was nice to kind of have my own space. And then also there were free showers. So I took a shower, no soap or towel, but at least got to rinse the grime off me before I went to bed. And also got to charge my phone. So that's a pretty sweet spot. And I'm glad that I went a little further than I had planned on. Definitely made it worth it. Especially because it's a 5-day stretch. Like, it'll be nice to kind of refresh when I can. But yeah, I'm just kind of trucking along, listening to some audiobooks. I've been loving audiobooks lately. And I don't know, that's it for now. The terrain is pretty chill. We're like, everyone says Oregon's flat, and it definitely is flatter. There's one decent climb that I'll do kind of right before lunch, and I'll probably take lunch like at the top. But then after that, it's pretty chill. So, yeah. I just finished my lunch break not too long ago. Took a nice long break for lunch. It was great. Saw a few people that it's been a bit since I saw last, and now I'm back on the trail. It is so nice and cool outside. It has been for the last few days. Like it's probably low 60s maybe. And it's been shady, and the trail, like the past day or so, for the most part, has just been like very soft dirt and pine needles. It feels like clouds. It's lovely. It's amazing. I'm having a pleasant afternoon, and I've got about 6 miles or so to go, which is not bad at all. And it's all downhill and flat from here. I had lunch at the top of the last hill. So, like I said, having a very pleasant day, afternoon, etc. Alright, just got some lovely trail magic that was a wonderful surprise on an already wonderful afternoon. So that was nice, and I've got like 2 miles till the shelter, basically.